Hello? Hello all. So today we are going to be doing a live stream of me soldering, well, this circuit here that you see blinking. I made the PCB here. And yeah, let's just get going. I'll first plug in the soldering iron. Now please, I do know that my soldering skills probably are not up to some people's sort of grade, but then other people will think that I'm good at soldering, but really I know that I probably have some work. This is the solder paste I'm going to use. It's very old. Yeah. So while that's warming up, I'll do the ceramic capacitors first. With my just use this one, I guess, for today. I do have others, but let's take a dab. But actually, I when I first started soldering, I didn't actually use solder paste like at all. Now I find that it is messy, and I probably just am using too much. Um, yeah, and this is the first time too. I'm sure you probably know that I've used the I've been using OBS Studio so that I can, and I'm using Droid Cam so that I can get both my webcam and my phone on, so you can see my face while soldering, of which I'm sure you find very exciting. Here, I'm just gonna turn off that furnace. I turned it down some. Just gonna put a dab of solder on each of these. That doesn't seem good at all. Bit more than a dab because it didn't seem to be taking much. Now let's just try to. Oh, I should move this over. Sorry. I won't be able to see what I'm doing. I think Something's wrong with my solder paste. This is actually going a lot harder than it usually does. Let's see if we can get the other side on. That is not a very good start at all. You see right up there, quite ugly. I think it is working now though. I know why. It's probably that big ground plane I put on. Remember, I should use. Maybe I will do that. I'm gonna. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I'm just gonna turn off this for a bit. Just respond to these two comments here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to a different I'm gonna switch to a different end, soldering end. Yeah, I got the one I'm gonna switch to. This one right here. That's solely because it can deliver a bit more heat. And I don't have a lot of small things to solder today, so. But we're gonna have to wait till it cools down some. See what we can do. I wonder. My old soldering iron will. Yep, seems to be interchangeable. Oh yeah. See, this is my old soldering iron. Let's try it. We'll set this over here. Hopefully out of the way. Oh, I need a bigger workbench. Doesn't everybody though? So now we will go wait till this one gets up to temperature. Sorry, that was my phone. I didn't think it would actually give me notifications while I was doing live. Here, how about let's go look at that little thing while we're waiting. Does anybody have any other any questions, comments, or want to tell me my soldering's good, my soldering's bad, my soldering's meh? All right, maybe I should look at the camera when I'm talking. There we go. Now, let's see. I'll turn back to the soldering view here now. Oops. Still not doing too great. Oh, there we go. Ah, yeah. Well, let's see if we can't get. Oops. There we go. Now, if anybody has any idea what might be causing my soldering issue, feel free to comment. Including just saying that it's a skill issue. That's fine. Ooh. Just a second. Just gonna try. There we go. Finally got that one connected. This definitely hasn't been my best soldering so far. Guess I haven't done surface mounted soldering of this small for, I don't know, a while. As with all my skills, I just sort of wonder why they don't get better while I just do them, once in a blue moon. It's like earlier this week, actually, I um coded a entire Python app. It was very fun. Oops. These little things are just so. One, two, three. Oh, good. See, that's more of how it should be. Oh, hi. It's a couple people here who had said hi now. How is everybody doing today? Okay. Those all look really quite bad. I just counted to 3. Just trying to see if I can make sure that they're not cold solders. Oh, there you'll look better now. Yeah, if anybody wants to mention where they're from. How they found this channel, maybe, I don't know. If they've watched my channel before, what they like. See, there's the. You can see we just did those 3 capacitors. Again, I'm not overly proud of how they turned out. They are all connected, that's all I'll say. Okay. Next, how about we'll plop in the 555 timer. It's right there. New package from DigiKey. Hopefully they have the right thing in, right? Hopefully. Yeah? Think they will? I'd be very disappointed if they didn't. See? There's a little chip. Now, yeah, I know we should be using static guard stuff, but I very rarely do that. I only make one-off things anyways, usually. I am thinking, if anybody's ever interested, I'm thinking of starting a Patreon or some sort of um, way for people to support this work. And in that, what I was thinking I'd do is actually send some of these sort of devices out, possibly. We shall see if I think that's a good idea or not. Now we'll put in our big guy counter. Yeah, sorry if I keep on checking on the side there. That's probably me checking the stream health and stuff. Checking to see if anybody's made any chat comments and whether I should respond there or like say hi. Most people have just said hi. I said hi. It's nice when people say hi. Yeah. But no, my Flask app. It's quite interesting. I used so what I did. It's coming to me. What I did was actually create the specification doc along with the database schema. And then I uploaded all of that into Gemini to see if it could code the whole thing for me. And unfortunately, it couldn't. But it did eventually basically do the whole thing. And the whole app development took me about 10 hours. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, man. So we might just push these in a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a bit rambling. Or I go silent for a bit, where I should just keep rambling, maybe. But sometimes I ramble about different things that are a bit off topic. Like my Flask app, and I might do a live demo of my Flask app soon here. If that's something people would like to see. And to show, might even post like what the sort of the chat logs. So we'll see what goes on. Let's just go ahead and start soldering these. Oh, I forgot to put solder paste on it. Let's just solder them anyways. Nope, not gonna take. Oh, there now took. One, two, three. Much. One, two, three. That's one thing that I am really, really bad at is forgetting to put solder paste on. Or I put too much. Really, I probably could just solder things more often. I'd probably get better at the whole shebang. 1, 2, 3. We'll go over all them again later. So, is everybody enjoying themselves so far? Yeah? Sorry you don't get to see my face very often in this video because I'm soldering. But you know, my face isn't really that pretty anyways, so you probably don't want to see it. Keep going. Yeah. Trick me. Hi. Just saw some other people send hi messages. How are you today? Where I am from, it is quite snowy and windy. Tomorrow, I get to break out my snowblower. Just be patient here. Oop, there we go. Sometimes I keep moving it, and like really, I shouldn't like do that. I get too anxious, and it's really just gonna take some time. So frick, 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 frick. There we go. Now, a lot of these pins, which I guess I could have thrown up the schematic actually for you. That's a good idea, isn't it? I should do that next time. Then you can look at the schematic and my face while I'm soldering. Yeah. Okay. Now we're done the first pass on them all. Mm-hmm. One, two, three. Sorry, right now I'm just going over them a second time. Do this primarily to try and ensure that there's no cold solders. It takes a while, but it really gives me more confidence that the solders are good. That side's done. Oh, my back is getting a bit sore. New boots. See there? This is the other side. I think they're all okay. One of the things I did wrong here on this circuit is that I should have put a test point on it, and I have no test points, so it will be hard if anything goes wrong, which is really unfortunate that I neglected to do that. But let's do now these guys. Now these are the timing ones, so they're quite important. If you watch the one video, I made it so that it's it's a 555 timer, obviously there, and it will pulse the counter roughly every 5 seconds. Not quite. I think it's like 4 point something or other, but close enough. And now we are basically at the point where I said that I was going to start the stream. So I ended up starting a bit early. So I don't know. I don't feel too bad doing that because I don't think too many people intentionally save when I'm going to go stream. Like, I don't think that happens all that often. If it does, maybe you should tell me that hey, Cody, I actually wait for you to stream, and then I'll be a bit more diligent on when I start and such. Now we'll put in the 220 ohm resistors. See, aren't you having fun? Oh, we need 5 of them. And I got. See, this is what you do when you buy 220 ohm resistors. You just get a lot of them because these are pennies. I should turn up the music in the background here. Oops. I just bent it. Huh. Yeah, for anybody who's actually watched the whole thing, you should tell me whether or not you prefer it if I'm quiet or if I am chatty. Now, I know sometimes I just get quiet. I don't know why, but yeah, we'll just leave that there. This will all be hidden underneath a 3D printed base that I'm gonna design this weekend. Because it's gonna be a 3D printed light up Christmas tree. With this being the light up part. Isn't that exciting? It's exciting, isn't it? It is. Okay, good. I thought you'd all think it was exciting too. Okay, let's go and solder those. Mm. One. That looks a bit better. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go turn my music up a bit. I think you can still hear me, so that's good. I just heard what's this, Brian Adams in the background. I don't know if we can actually hear it well or not. But Summer of '69 is what it's called. Nope. I once had a lab instructor at university who said that, oh yeah, you can solder if he thought that you knew what you were doing. And I still sometimes think that he'd be like, nah, you shouldn't be allowed to solder in iron. What reason I say that is if you didn't just catch that, I went and because when I two of the things got soldered together and I didn't want them to be, I went and I physically touched my hand to it and moved them apart. Which I mean isn't overly safe. There is a very, very, very good reason, many reasons actually, why I am not involved in the safety committee at work. This would not be a good idea. That's this. Those. You can see them here. Ooh, sorry, distracted a bit here. Okay. So, last up, obviously these guys. Now I'm gonna try. I'll see how it works out. But you see how I extended this one. I'm just gonna try that to start with. Guess I could probably dip them into the solder paste too. Now you might wonder how I knew what is the positive leg of the LED and what is the negative. It could be different for anyone that you get. But for the ones I got, and here's some even smaller little gaffers. Look at those little gaffers. But then I don't know if you can actually see. It's really hard because it's tiny. But there is a little tiny hole, like right underneath that. Hmm. Bing, 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 bing. Then, if y'all are at all interested, at some point in time, you'll probably be seeing me start a TikTok with basically clips from videos like this. I'm gonna do short clips. So I've been told that that's a faster way to get a following as compared to YouTube. Sorry, I just used a sponge on this, so we're just gonna have to come back some. Oh, great solder fumes. Don't you love solder fumes? Solder fumes in the evening. Don't worry. Later tonight, I will help, like, stop the solder fumes from doing too much damage to me by drinking beer. Of which, of course, you can't do while soldering because that is hazardous for your health. Because this is leaded solder, and you don't touch the leaded solder and eat at the same time. In case anybody was wondering, that's also a bad idea. And I did try stringing two of these together instead of using sort of just wire. But the problem is, I think that then you would need 6 volts, and I can't actually supply this circuit with any more voltage than I am, so I'd have to redesign the circuit to allow for well, basically what I'd probably end up doing is I would power it with 6 volts or more, and then I would take um, a LDO to power the 555 and the counter, because I think both of those, I didn't check the data sheet, which I guess I could have before I started the stream, but oops. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. I lifted it out and it sort of started falling, which is bad. Let's take this guy now. Woohoo! So, do any of you solder much? I'm sorry, I should be looking up here. Look over there to the screen to see as if I can see you, but I can't see you. I I can see if anybody's here, which there has been at times, and other times there hasn't been many. But I keep talking anyways, because I love talking. Sorry, I know that's a bit weird to say. Um, Let's just go here. Now the other thing you might notice that this footprint's a little bit wacky. Part of that is I didn't actually know what these would look like when I ordered them. So I just sort of improvised. Okay. Now the last piece of the puzzle is the battery. Soldering iron's going on a trip here. Don't want that. Where is it? There it is. Sorry, don't mind me not being able to find my own circuit starting point. Ah. Can you still see that? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go. Ah. Two, three, four. One, two, three. Oh, oh, oh. Ah. Okay, now we are at the most exciting part, where we turn it on, hopefully. Yeah, it turned on. It isn't supposed to be happening. I realize what's the problem here. Why didn't anybody tell me? There, I got one out. We forgot the capacitor. A silly gooses, eh? See, this is the capacitor. It's actually quite vital to the timing circuit because it is the thing that charges and discharges, which then tells the 555 timer when to, go high or low. Basically, without it, it doesn't work. The circuit doesn't work. Like we saw, it didn't work. One, two, three. Okay. Let's turn it back over. Make sure all the. It looks like they're all out of the way. My poor puppy. Now, one, two. Yeah, I see now it's working properly. Let's turn off the lights for a second. Just watch it. Isn't that fun? Okay. So I think it's time now to finish her up, and I'll do that by getting my side covers. Okay. Let's pop this one battery out. And we shall just clip all of these. So I'm just thinking in my head here. I think I almost just mumbled like an I don't know thing, but that actually is an interesting story. What I was thinking of is there's these guys called Maker's Malt, and when my mom went to go pick up some malt for me, 'cause I brew my own beer. Um, he he phoned me because there's nobody there. He was like, "Well, what's your stuff?" And I said, "I don't know." Anyways, that's just a little bit of a tangent, I guess. Well, let's look at it. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna unplug our soldering iron now. I think we'll be done. What time is it? Yeah, 7:35. That's good enough. Plug it back in. And for those of you who are just tuning in, you sort of missed all the excitement of the soldering, and now you're seeing the excitement of it working. See, it just goes round. It's 4-bit counter, so like this little guy here is the counter. This guy here is the 555 timer. And then in here is the circuit of the 555 timer, which is sort of pulses and gives the gives the timer an increment in time. And yeah. Anyways, let's just turn these back on and take this out. Then I think I am going to just use these isopropyl alcohol wipes. Just try to clean this up a bit. Remember, if anybody is interested in this channel or circuits in general, feel free to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, especially since I'm getting close to my goal of 1,000 subscribers, where I'm going to purchase myself a Remarkable 2 because I think that they're cool. Unfortunately, I still won't be at the monetization level, in case you were wondering that. Because I do not have quite enough watt hours. I have, I think, something like 2,000 watch hours, whereas you need 4,000 watch hours to get that. I'm sure I'll get there one day. No rush. I like doing this type of stuff anyways, and most likely would do it whether or not anybody watched it or if YouTube even existed. Well, no, I might not do it if YouTube didn't exist because I wouldn't be able to do it. I may not have actually learned it. No, actually, I learned most of my stuff up from the data sheets. I'm being really honest. I get my hacky things. I think that looks good now. Okay. Now I'm just gonna throw this out. And there was one thing else I was gonna do. Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember. I remember. I have a memory sometimes. Some days. See, this is the guy I strung together. I soldered two of them together and it didn't work. But I am guessing that has to do with it being um too high or not enough voltage. Turn on voltage is too high. But let's just test that theory. Now I know I don't have a resistor here. Which we'll see. It's not the greatest idea. There we go. Yeah, so you see I just had to apply some more voltage. Now you see it is quite we should turn it off. Actually, here. You know what? You know what? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Try out a cheap noodle resistor from AliExpress. Oh, or not resistor, LED. Okay, we are gonna just swing this. I want you to be able to see. There we go. We'll just zoom right out. Now you can see my power supply. Turn it on. It's bright. But look at the amperage. 0.38 amps. 2 watts. Wow! That's why that's so freaking bright. Okay, let's turn it off. um, just to be perfectly clear, I do not recommend doing that ever. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn your house down or something, most likely, but it's not a great idea. As a final thing, I'm gonna just plug this back in before I start cleaning up. There you go. And it's actually gonna sit and run for probably the rest of the night because I want to make sure that the batteries go well in it. And then, yeah, I think that's all for now. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you join me for my next live streams.